AITA for finally snapping at my estranged father's stepkids, who keep trying to force me into their family. Let me set the scene for you. Imagine growing up knowing your father wanted nothing to do with you. Not just that, he ran from you, hid, left town, dodged child support like it was the plague. Never once tried to check in, see if you were okay, or even acknowledge that you existed. Sounds brutal, right? Well, that was my reality for 16 years. Just me and my mom against the world. And she did everything. She worked her ass off to make sure I had food on the table, a roof over my head, and as much of a normal life as possible, all without a single penny from the man who was supposed to help raise me. I decided years ago that if my father ever magically reappeared, it would be too late. You don't get to throw away a kid and then pick them back up when it's convenient for you. Life doesn't work that way, or at least it shouldn't. But guess what? A year ago, out of nowhere, my father waltzed back into town, all smiles with a wife and a pack of stepkids in tow. Suddenly, he wanted to play dad, wanted a relationship, wanted to fix things, even offered to pay back the child support he spent years avoiding. Like that would erase everything. I wanted nothing to do with him. I called him by his first name, shut down every attempt he made to bond with me, and made it very clear that I wasn't interested. But thanks to the court, I was still forced into reunification therapy with him once a week until I turned 18. And if that wasn't bad enough, his stepkids decided to take it upon themselves to drag me into their little fantasy of being one big happy family. Two of them, who are close to my age, would not let it go. They approached me at school, at the library, at my job, even when I was just out with friends, always with the same nonsense. How much my father regrets leaving me, how amazing of a dad he is to them, and how cool it would be if I became their brother. I tried ignoring them. I told them nicely that I wasn't interested. I even straight up said that hearing about what a great dad my father is to other people just made it worse for me. But did they stop? Nope. They doubled down. And to make things even worse, they started bringing up stuff from therapy, stuff that my father was obviously sharing with them. Then, last Friday, that was my breaking point. I was at work when they showed up, this time with their 3 younger siblings. They started in again, right there in my workplace, and my boss had to ask them to leave. Even warned them they wouldn't be allowed back if they kept causing a scene. Did they take the hint? Of course not. They waited for me outside, then followed me to the library, sat right at my table while I was trying to study. I lasted about 15 minutes before I just couldn't focus anymore and had to leave. And when we got outside, I finally lost it. I told them to fuck off and leave me alone, that I didn't want to be their brother, that I didn't want a relationship with their dad, that I wanted them all to go back to wherever they came from and act like they don't know me because I sure as hell don't want to know them. One of them tried to guilt trip me, saying how much it would mean to my father, and that's when I really let it all out. I said I wouldn't care if he dropped dead tomorrow, and that I'd rather be homeless than part of their shitty little family. The younger kids started crying. The older ones looked both furious and shocked. But I didn't stick around to deal with the fallout. I just left. And of course, in a small town, everyone heard about it. By the weekend, it was the talk of the town. My father? Blamed my mom. Therapy on Monday? A complete disaster. He ranted about how I was out of line and how I owe his stepkids an apology. But do I? Do I really? Because from where I'm standing, I spent a year being patient, a year trying to be civil, a year setting clear boundaries that they refuse to respect. And when someone refuses to listen to a polite no, at some point, they're going to get the harsh version. So tell me, AITA for finally snapping? Or was this long overdue?